Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's Dee Dee High Ranger. I saw Art and Niley? Nilly? Whichever way you pronounce it. Zexel? Hello. As always, anyone tell me if I butcher your name. I do my best, but how's everyone doing? I took today off as a sick day because I woke up with a bit of a sore throat. So if I seem winded or low energy at any point, that is technically sick. Usually like Billy, but people use both. Okay, so like Nilly. Alright, fair enough. Thank you. That's a good way to say it. I actually say yours correctly. Yes. Usually I'm pretty good at getting it right, but obviously, we are all human. We can make mistakes. Or I guess I'm technically a cat girl, but yeah. Iduna did indeed give whatever cold she got from a coworker to me, but I was like, I'm just gonna take the day off and sleep. And so, for the most part, the sore throat's gone. Now it's just low energy. So I think I averted the crisis. I'm the only one that pronounces it Zon, but oh, I see. But you like it? Fair enough. Rest is good, yeah. Fortunately, for the most part, I've never worked a job that did have paid sick days. So anytime I get the inkling of being sick or I have like a headache or something, I'm like, I'm just calling in sick. I've always been in positions where they can't really say no, kind of thing. Doctor's notes are illegal here unless it's like for multiple days in a row you've called in sick. So, I get paid for sick days. A lot of places don't pay people for having sick days, but I've always worked jobs that do. I like this plan better to not spread. Yes, that is also the thing as well. I'm like, I would much rather not spread things around because, if people didn't feel compelled to go into work, whether that's because they don't think they're sick enough to take a day off or because they can't take time off because they'd be unpaid, then I wouldn't have gotten sick. If people just stayed home. Because Iduna figures she got the cold from her coworker who got it from her daughter. So it's like, yeah, if kids just stayed home when they were sick, no one would be catching the common cold. Took out, oof, ow, that, yeah. Technically, technically, uh, how it works at the apothecary is you have, what is it? 9 to 12 fully paid sick days, and after that, it's supposed to switch to 75%. So you would get 75% of your paycheck, like or not paycheck, your pay for that day if you called in sick, unless you give up a corresponding vacation day. So, you can technically convert vacation credits to sick credits and still have like a fully paid sick day. So that's what I've been doing. Got an email, they're like, you've kind of like taken way more than the usual amount of sick days. So we kind of like flagged this at the system and notified your manager. I'm like, I wasn't aware that I could be flagged for truancy. for taking, like, 2 sick days a month because I've got my chronic migraines. Hey, Jambola. But yeah, I was literally like, manager didn't talk to me, so I'm like, well, that's good, because it's like, yeah, I'm like, trust me, if I could function with these migraines, we wouldn't be here. I think for the most part, I've sorted out my triggers for it at least, but yeah, like this year was bad. So I'm like, yes, I know. I know it don't look great. My manager before this one, she was like, I just want to make sure nothing's actually wrong. I'm like, no, I just legitimately have headaches. I'm not pretending here. Your manager is your mom. You know what? That has its benefits sometimes. Sometimes that has its benefits. Pronouncing it as French as possible from now on. Oh god, Zang? Zang? Just gotta put the extra accent on the A. Instead of Zon, say it like Za accente gi. Mm. Je me souviens ne souviens pas. There's no there's proper accent. Don't. Perfect, thanks. That was horribly butchered. But I will try. I don't use French often enough anymore, so the very first sentence that comes out, it's like I describe it as I have rocks in my mouth. Like, just, it feels like I can't form the words properly. But then after a few sentences, it starts to be normal again. There's gonna be a parade of planets. What, they're going on March? You got it means it wasn't that bad. Yay! Beautiful. Beautiful. There's hope for my French yet. They were all lined up in an arc in the sky. I mean, I figured it was something like that, but I couldn't resist the job. So, forgive me. Sometimes you just gotta let me tell the funny jokes. Sounds like a final boss moment. Isn't that how Final Fantasy VII ends? Essentially. Not quite, but pretty close. Except, no silver hair to be shown and is going to come falling from the sky. And there's gonna be no one-winged angels. Nya, 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 nya. I haven't gone around to the Final Fantasy remake, but I don't know. There's just something about the old pit, like the 20 polygon models. They weren't actually 20 polygons, they were more than that, but you know what I mean. With hands like paintbrushes, yeah! I know once I start Rebirth, you will not stop. Understandable. Sometimes the addiction do be real. That was me with Infinity Nikki. I was like, I want to start this, but if I start this when I only have an hour and a half, I'm not gonna go to sleep when I should have. And then sure enough, today, while I was off sick, I played it almost all day, and that's how I discovered there's limits to the insight you can collect per day from doing your various tasks. So the only things today I haven't maxed out are fishing and bug catching. I maxed out like animal grooming and I maxed out collecting just stuff. Trying to pluck the world. I mean, if you play a gacha game like it's a regular RPG, you do start running into issues. That's the thing. I wasn't even trying to pluck the world. I didn't even think it was that bad. Cause the limits for everything are 300. And depending on whatever the task is, you either get 1 point or 2 points. So, like, in the grand scheme, like, okay, grooming like 150 to 300 animals is a lot. Picking 300 flowers, berries, pine cones, or whatever else is not that much. I definitely pick way more than that in Genshin every single day. I don't have sub badges yet. I know. I thought about getting them commissioned because I don't want to just grab whatever. But I don't know what I would want them to be is the problem. Something to look forward to, yeah. Can they be a moonbeam? Yeah, they could be a moonbeam. Such a commitment. Look, I was in PR and journalism. I am committing to the branding. Don't do anything unless you're gonna commit to the branding. It's more of a. It hurts the brand and your growth more if you willy nilly switch things around than if you just left things plain Jane until you have all your pieces together and then you can launch everything. This has all been delayed because I didn't think it was gonna take me this long to get the money for rigging my custom model. Because I was like, if I'm gonna change the model within a year, I don't want anything too specific to the current model, kind of thing. Yeah, yeah. But the good news is I saved up. I should be good for getting the rigging done for the custom model. So hooray! I mean, I haven't. There's a floof in Spooky's Discord who's been posting their rigging, and I'm like, do you do commissions? They're like, I wouldn't be opposed. I'm like, okay. I haven't hit them up for a quote yet, though. And if not, I have other people saved. It's just nice when you can A, commission someone smaller, and B, then you don't have to like sort through all the different like options and like look at everyone's stuff. They did art for you too. Nice. Yeah. I mean, I looked at their stuff and I'm like, yeah, that it seems good. Even Darty, who did my custom model art, I picked her because I mean I liked her art to begin with, but she was doing emergency slots because her mother needed surgery and she wanted to help pay the hospital bills. And like she's just a university student, so I'm like, I would rather my I would rather my money go to someone who really needs it or is just starting out kind of thing. It's nice when you can help out too. Absolutely. And I mean that's like not to say I won't ever commission someone bigger, especially if I have the opportunity with some of uh the artists and the riggers that I really admire, but I'm like, I'm starting out, you're starting out. Let's help each other with the money. Because the thing with rigging is you can like if you still keep the base files, if like someone does work you really don't like, you can always get someone else to do it. The problem is the cost because like say you commission someone who's just starting out and they're like, since I'm just starting, we'll do it for like 700 or something like that. And it's like, okay, so it's like, yeah, if you get it and it's not perfect, it's like, well, they're still learning. It was a discounted price for me. This is fine. Versus, you pay the 2,000 to 5,000 some of the bigger riggers charge, and if you get it back and you don't like the final product, that's like that is so much money out the window. It's like, jeez. That's why I've been so slow with the rigging because it's like I need to research this because it's so much money. So much money. It's not like when, it's just a couple $100. $200 is still a good chunk of money, but it's not like, if you waste $1,000, it's like that could have paid my rent. Having trouble finding the right words, but I enjoy commissioning people that I can see what they've been up to and all the happy commissioners and stuff. Yes, that is true as well. And yeah, I would always rather commission people that I know or like, a friend of a friend kind of situation because it feels nicer to help people out, and then I also end up I trust people, artists, a little bit better if they're coming from someone I know, kind of thing, like they're coming recommended. But where I live, we call that looking for soul. Oh, that's a good word for it. Yeah, in French it's an actual saying, but like yeah, it carries even translated, it carries a similar sentiment in English. Yeah, we're looking for someone who like you can feel the humanity in their work, kind of thing. Which is so true, cause like yeah, the AI bros will talk about it's like, oh, like it doesn't matter, you can't tell. I'm like, even without like the six fingers or whatever, whenever I see AI art and I'm not sure if it's AI, I'm like, something something just feels a little off. I can't put my finger on it, but something feels off, kind of thing. Trying to avoid pay. Yeah, that's kind of the curse with VGen right now, which is what a lot of people have been using for commissions now, which is fine, but it's like you don't really you get like buyer's protection, so to speak, but you don't get easy access to people's galleries, so No, that's not. Oh, that is just straight up as high as it goes. Okay, fair enough. I have to refix my chat. It's been cutting stuff off, and I'm like, why are you doing this? I might have to actually go into Stream Elements and reposition stuff. Something broke! Oh gosh, regional French and all that stuff. Yeah. God. This is a very specific thing, but talking about regional French stuff reminded me of. So, the word socks. So, we have socks in English. One of the words for it in French is sochette. Oh, I butchered that. Sochette. Sochette. But I always knew ba growing up. So I literally at some point I'm in Quebec and people are like, what are you talking about? I'm like, socks? They're like, that's not the word for it. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it is. And then I asked, I felt so self-conscious. I texted my mom. I'm like, Mom! What's the word for sock? She's like, it can be either or. I'm like, okay. Okay. Yeah, cause it's like I haven't used French as much since graduating school, so I was like, am I just not remembering at all? Am I like totally off base here? Like, help. Because in Ontario, I find you'll get a lot more of what they call the franglais, which is the French mixed with the English. Because even if if you speak a lot of French, you still get infected with the English vocabulary and stuff. Both words exist, but they don't depict the same thing. Gotcha. No, in my family, they probably just used ba because it's the easier word, and I had a lot of trouble with speech as a kid. And they were like, as long as we understand what this child is saying, that's all that matters. Oh, like stalking, okay. Ah, close enough, I guess, yeah. The that one would usually translate to stalking our tights. Yeah, that's about what it would be, yeah, but I think probably regionally it got used interchangeably. And or no one corrected me because they're like, we get what the child's trying to get at here. As long as it works, language was used successfully. Pretty much, yeah. There you go, everyone. French grammar lessons with Dee and Freed. French is always funny like that when people are like, oh, I want to learn French. It's nice of Dutch language. All French speakers are like, no, it's not. And anyone who had to grow up learning all of the grammar rules for French are like, no, it's a terrible language. You only know 3 languages. Well, that is 2 more than a lot of people, even if one is fictional. I have English. I used to be fluent in French, but it's a little rusty now, but we'll definitely say it's passable. I've got a sprinkle of Spanish. That one is really far gone. But because of the similarities to some stuff in French, I can sort of blunder my way through reading something. Speaking it, that's another matter entirely. And then you guys all know that I've got some basic, like, elementary school level Japanese that I've picked up through self-study. I very briefly tried learning Korean as well, but I was struggling with memorizing the alphabet, and I'm like, I'll come back to this later when I have the brain space. I just like learning languages, so that's why, like, I dabbled in so much stuff. I just like learning in general. And you know, languages are a really easy thing to, like, self-study. You may not get it 100% right, but it's something, there's enough resources out there you can do it on your own without having to hire a teacher, unless, like, you really want to get good. You're Mexican? Well, well, well. In the galactic languages, for some reason. We've got a decent amount of, Latinos and Hispanics in this chat. Used to be fluent in German? Ah, interesting. You forgot almost everything? Well, Spooky, who is our occasional regular, is and one of my buddies is German. So thanks to her, we've got a few German speakers who have invaded the chat. So if you guys are ever in the space at the same time, I suppose. But yeah, chat. A stream chat is not the place to test languages, but sometimes you can make cool connections. Gluten Tag, yes, the Gluten Tag. Oh god, I've been yapping for like 40 minutes. Let's fix this. Let's fix this. Surely you guys aren't here just to hear me yap, right? Woo! To fix this would be yapping more. I'm glad you guys appreciate all my yapping, at least. We love a good yap, but we love the gaming too. I know! My, what is it? My Grand Blue Fantasy streams do surprisingly well. People are like, we have no idea how Grand Blue works, but we're just here listening to you yap. And it's like, you know what? That's valid. Ah yes, back in the hallway. So, yes, for anyone who missed last time we played this, there was a murder in our dear Eddie Pooh's office, and because we did some preliminary investigations, but because, you know, it happened in our office, so there's the potential, we are potential suspects, we basically got kicked out, so now we're out here. And it's 4 in the morning. Oh my god. Yeah, Edgeworth came back from out of country, and he decided, I'm gonna go into the office at 2 in the morning to do God knows what. And then he got wrapped up in murder investigations, and it is 4 a.m. No one's sleeping tonight. What's with that prosecutor? I can't believe how rude he was. It was unbelievable! Benjamin Hunter? That's a good question. I know in Japanese, the pun is because, his surname is, what is it, Mitsurugi, I believe? I can't remember exactly, but it is related to a blade. So I think that's why every other translation tries to use some kind of sword or weapon in it, but yeah. So that's where, like, Edgeworth comes from. Because they were like, sword? Blade edge. It's like, okay. I guess. Names in other letters. Yeah, Reiji Mitsurugi is what his name is in Japanese. So the second character in it is the character for Ken, which is sword. So that's how all of that stuff, all of the edge and like blade names came about. Hunter, I guess they tried. I guess they tried. Except Miles for some reason. Yeah, who knows? Talking about French in Ace Attorney indirectly just reminded me of the Pink Panther and Inspector Clouseau. I used to love the Pink Panther movies when I was little. Because Gumshoe is the same type of detective that Clouseau was, like, just earnest, but with a hole in, with, like, no brain cells. Please maintain your professionalism, detective. I'm gonna find some real solid evidence by proving Meg's innocence. You'll see, sir. But we've been kicked out of the crime scene, sir. True. So then what now? All you remember is the theme song? I mean, that is pretty normal. Dun-dun, 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 na-na, 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 na-na. The later movies, yeah, that's fair. Looks like my life's fallen into yet another gigantic ditch. We're playing the original, or sorry, we're playing the remake with the OG graphics. The original was on, like, what? The 3DS? That's like a... Or the DS? That's like a whole other beast to capture from. Do not despair, Miss Bird. We can overcome this as well. There are many other places and things we should be looking into anyway. Really, sir? Yes, Gumshoe. For example, this hallway. The linchpin of his argument against Miss Bird is related to the Master Key. In that case, this hallway is the perfect place to look for more information. Regarding the mystery surrounding my door. Begin investigation! Twelfth floor, okay. I wonder what's on the other floors of the building. I feel like a prosecutor's They wouldn't need all 12. They wouldn't need like 12 plus floors of a building just for the prosecution. So is this like attached to the courthouse? Things to think about. Alright, let's see. Oh, it's Mr. Payne! Hey! It looks like you're in quite the pinch, Mr. Edgeworth. To be sure, a murder within the walls of the prosecutor's office is no trifling matter. We must find, apprehend, and punish the killer accordingly post-haste. Sounds like a messy case you got on your hands. If you ever feel lost or need some advice, my door is always open. How gracious. I will keep your offer in mind. He has no idea who this guy is, does he? Who is this guy again? Damn! Rip. Right up at his business. Is everything alright? Yes, sir! If you must know, I weighed myself this morning and I'm finally at 154 pounds! That's fantastic? Congratulations, but I was asking about this hallway and this room. Oh! Everything's okay, sir? A word of advice. Stay focused, or you may start to lose even more weight. No! Don't cut his paycheck. Starving isn't how you get people to lose weight. What is a basketball doing here? And literally in the middle of the floor, too. That's Mr. Portsman's prized possession, sir. A basketball? It's funny for you hearing what the characters' names and puns are in English? Yeah, so we've got Maggie Bird. Because, you know, Magpie. We've got Dick Gumshoe. Because Gumshoe is... Dick and Gumshoe are both stereotypical names associated with, like, detectives. And then we've got, Winston Payne, who's the prosecutor, the old prosecutor. And Winston Payne is a pun on winced in pain. So when you cringe, basically. And then we have Jacques Portsman. So it's Portsman sounds like sportsman, and we've got Jacques, which sounds like jock. And not a single one of those sports is suitable to be played in a hallway. Most sports are not. What is a basketball hoop doing here? Oops. Hey, did this used to be just outside next to the building a long time ago? Who moved it in store? Okay. So when and why was it moved indoors? I don't remember exactly, but I saw one of the officers drag it up here recently. Well, ain't that an abuse of power? Drag it?! I heard that it wouldn't fit in the elevator, so the poor guy had to bring it himself. All the way up to the 12th floor? I hope that guy got a day off work to recover. This office. 1203, 1203. Hey, Maggie! Whose room is this again? It's Mr. Portsman, sir. So he's my new neighbor, I see. I suppose he moved in while I was overseas? We love Mr. Portsman. Not. I won't rest until inspected every suspicious nook and cranny. How about you look under the bench, bro? There we go. It's... isn't this the Missing Zero series file, sir? No doubt about it. The bloody letters mark it as clear as day. There seems to be a few pages missing. Uh-oh. Well, that can't be good. Our little thief took only what was necessary and left the rest behind. How nice. So, what are these Zero files about, sir? I guess they've got something worth stealing in them, huh? Not particularly. It's just a collection of court case files. However, the cases within these files are not mine. Huh? They belong to the High Prosecutor that used to occupy my current office. I have my reasons, but let's just say I was charged with keeping them as they were. Then that means the thief must have also wanted the file for a specific reason, right? It would seem so. Only the pages related to the case from 10 years ago are missing. I wonder why anyone would care about such an old case. I'm sure there are many possible reasons, Gumshoe. Alright. Whoops. I already checked this area, but it never hurts to take another look. Might as well just... A well-crafted, high-quality sofa for visitors. The stitching is excellent, except there's no back! Talk about a luxury waiting area. These babies are also great for napping, you know? You would sleep even out here, detective? In a hallway? Whenever I do, I always wind up dreaming about giving testimony up on the stand. But it always ends the same way, me getting trounced by a lawyer. Isn't that awful? Maybe I should give it a try sometime to envision myself winning, naturally. You gotta envision what you want in the world, I guess. I was wondering if I may speak with you for a bit concerning this case. I've always been a big fan of the courtroom, but this is like a dream where I'm being cross-examined by the Miles Edgeworth. Okay, calm down. I can't let this chance pass me by. I must remember to ask her about the master key. I should jog her memory by showing my notes to her with tea. Alright. The victim. Have you ever met the victim before? I know she's 50% of the fan base personified. You're not wrong. Well, I've seen him a couple times when I had to go to Mr. Portsman's office. Mr. Fate was always playing basketball with Mr. Portsman, sir. That sounds like fun. Just once I'd have loved to play with them. It sounds fun, but the only person ever taking a shot was Mr. Portsman. All Mr. Fate ever did was pass him the ball, sir. Damn. That's not playing basketball together, that's just stroking his ego. On second thought, I don't think I'd fit in with them all that well. Maggie. Miss Maggie, correct? Miss Maggie Bird, correct? I take it that you are an acquaintance of the detective? She was under my supervision back when she was still on the force, sir! One day she got caught up in a murder and things started going downhill, so she quit. But I owe a lot to Detective Gumshoe for introducing me to my current employer! Or so I thought until a few hours ago. Right before I was about to clock out for the night. And she could have avoided all of this, at least for a few hours. You got caught up in this whirlwind of a case, correct? Don't worry, my whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. since I was 6 months old when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building. I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster. And now, I even managed to be named a criminal just when I become a security guard. You know, the fact that you've lived through all this technically means you have incredible good luck. That's a lot to go through in one lifetime. I know! And just when I thought I had finally found my happiness, I wind up getting you and Detective Gumshoe involved in my bad luck. You don't need to worry about me, Miss Bird, nor do you need to worry about yourself. I will solve this case and prove your innocence. All I ask in return is your cooperation. Yes, sir, Mr. Edgewood, you can count on me. I'll do all I can to help. Alright, so... Adrenaline! Thank you for redeeming second in chat, even though everyone else has been here for a while. Not everyone chooses to redeem the first and the second and the third. Hi, hope you're doing well today. Thank you! I'm not too bad. I've got a little bit of a cold, so I'm getting a little winded as I talk, but other than that, I'm okay. It's because my nose is stuffy. Yay, gift subs! Yes. Everyone was very generous yesterday to celebrate hitting 300 followers, which is great. So when did you discover that the master key was missing? By the time I realized it, I think it was around 1 a.m., sir. And I noticed it was back at around 2 a.m. Oh, sorry, 2:30 a.m. It was just sitting there on the ledge where the security room's reception window is. But I'm sure that between those two times, it was not just gone, but stolen. Boing. Why is such an important key stored in such an insecure place? It's not like that, sir. We always keep the key further inside the room, away from the window. Always, you say, except for this time, correct? Well, I admit that was a bit careless, but I had my reasons. I left it out because I was sort of using it at the time. It was after I had used it that I left it sitting out on the ledge to use the master key. Technically, you're supposed to put it back right away. You're not supposed to set it down for a second while you go get a cup of coffee. But I understand, we're human. We don't always do what these policies tell us to, because it's counterintuitive to our nature a lot. So, what did you mean by you use the master key? Oh! I had to use it to open the door for this prosecutor who had forgotten his key. I mean, it's my job as a security guard, right? Ah! What is it? That's right! I just remembered! The prosecutor who forgot his key! It was Mr. Portsman! How did you forget that until now? What? Please tell me more! Quickly! And please, get your memory checked. That's probably not... It's not good to forget that quickly. Forgetful Mr. Portsman. It was around 12 a.m. Mr. Portsman had forgotten his office key, so he came down to security, sir. And that's when you loaned the master key to him? No way! It's against regulations to loan the master key out to anyone. I walked with Mr. Portsman to his office and opened the door for him personally, sir. I see. And then what? What happened after that? Well, he called for me to come close up his office as he was leaving to go home. That was around 1:30 a.m., I think. So in summary, for the sake of one forgetful prosecutor, you used the master key twice tonight. Talk about suspicious. I doubt you can say that you've never left your keys at home, Detective. I think this calls for a thorough examination of Mr. Portsman's door. Alright. Now we can check out the door, I suppose. Maybe something new will pop up. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious nook and cranny. Room 1203. I take it this is Mr. Portsman's office? Yeah, you can't mistake it because of that basketball hoop, sir. Oh, that reminds me. Mr. Portsman had actually wanted room 1202 really bad. But since you were already occupying it, Mr. Edgeworth, we put him next door, sir. So why was Mr. Portsman so particular about getting room 1202? I'm not sure, but I bet it's because, like, his birthday is December 2nd, is it though? Yup, that's gotta be it. I can't think of any other reason why. I can think of at least 3. Why am I even wasting my time thinking about this? Fair enough. Doorknob? The door is locked tight. I bet the old credit card trick wouldn't work here, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? This is the office of a high prosecutor, Detective. These doors would be pretty ineffective if the average cat burglar could get through them. Aha! So I guess only a great cat burglar could get in here, aka the Phantom Thieves. Might I advise you to return that conclusion to whatever pawn shop you bought it from. A minimalist and classy door made of top quality wood. It's kind of majestic too. Fits in really well with the ambiance. Even Mr. Portsman seems dignified just because he works behind one of these. Damn. Nonsense. A man doesn't become more or less dignified because of where he works. I don't know about that. Well, he seems more dignified than Mr. Payne. Mr. Payne? I suppose custodial work can also be dignified. Oh my god, he thinks he's the janitor. RIP. It's Mr. Portman's personal basketball hoop. Dun, 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 dun. I can't believe he put something like this in the hallway. But you know, it's actually pretty useful, sir. I haven't gotten lost trying to get to your office since it's been here. How long have I had the same office and you still managed to get lost? To be fair, Edgeworth, you keep quitting your job on and off, so who knows? Alright, is there anything? We already saw this, okay. Ah. Okay. Do I have to inspect my door? Oh, I guess so. Okay. 1202. These 4 numbers on a number plate alone proclaim this to be my office. Whoops! Hey! These plates slide out. These plates slide right out, sir. You have to be able to take the plates off when a room becomes vacant, you know. Although, the idea that it can be so easily removed is kind of... not the best. It's like someone could just switch the number plates around or something. I don't see any signs of forced entry. And according to the guard, no signs that the lock was picked either. Meaning that the door really was opened with a key. Did you happen to ask if any prints were lifted from the doorknob? Apparently the doorknob's clean as a whistle. White, they think. Whoever this thief is, they did a good job of not leaving any clues behind. Yeah. Same thing. An assertive, virtuous value, I think. Well, that's nice if you live up to your full potential. That's a poignant trait that anyone can admire. I see! So you're saying, sir, that me being me is the best thing I can do for everyone. Right. That long pause wasn't exactly reassuring, sir. RIP. Alright. So we checked everything. I'm not sure what I should do with that other than to guard it. It's like talking to another gumshoe. Well, we can hope they get married someday. That would be nice. No! We're going. Oh, we can present profiles. Durr. Why not? Oh, wait. Logic. I forgot that was a thing. There we go. Miss Bird, I'm afraid there's a flaw in your story. What? No way, pal! I mean, sir. Oh yeah, she hangs out with Gumshoe. You said that you locked up Mr. Portsman's office at around 1:30 a.m., correct? However, the master key had already been stolen at that time. Wow! Nothing gets past you, Mr. Edgeworth. You saw that contradiction like a pro. I had totally forgotten all about that, but thanks to you, I remember it now. You're right! It was around that very time that I realized the master key was missing. And? Well, I'm a security guard, sir. I couldn't just admit to losing the master key, could I? So I pretended to lock up his room, sir. You pretended? Yeah, I used my house key to make it look like I was locking up, sir. So in actuality, you never did relock the door then. Well, I thought that maybe I could go lock it after I found the key. Come to think of it, I guess the door still hasn't been locked properly, except the door is locked tight. this spot connected to any of the evidence you hold? Yeah, the freaking door. There's a contradiction here between the reality and the evidence. If what Miss Bird has said is true, then why is this door locked? Huh. You know what? You're right. Your attention's a bit scattered, but you love all the unique messages. Ah, thank you. Actually, Frosty is, what's the word I'm looking for? Frosty is a bot that someone else programmed, and basically, it will scan the chat, and it'll scan other people's channels and stuff like that to figure out, how to make a custom message, and you can set the different tones that you want it to speak in. So for like incoming raiders, and uses AI learning techniques. Yeah, one of the nice legitimate uses for AI. Cause yeah, you can actually ask the bot and it will respond. It'll respond to your message. But yeah, so it does a summary. It'll give us some trivia questions. And yeah, I have it set that when we have raiders, it'll do a summary in a woo, like e-girl voice. Well, there's like news report, noir film, all that stuff. Frosty! Yes, we love Frosty. Good old Frosty. Yeah, it's like after a delay, it's supposed to, but like I think you might have to actually add it differently. I don't know. Sometimes things break, but it's been great fun. I got it. How long ago did I? You might need the at. Yeah, it's possible. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's good fun. We've had it for a number of months, and yeah, everyone loves it. And I'm like, wow, this has been good money because like you can get Frosty for free in your chat, but if you do donate to the subscription, then you get more options for stuff. So yeah, the power to the programmers who thought this up. Damn, yeah. Our bots are real efficient at getting rid of spam and stuff. Just bonk. Sari on the roof with the sniper rifle, just taking out every spam message. Snipebot was feeling left out. We love you too, Nightbot. And also Sari. Saribot as well. We love all our bots here. Which means, what, sir? It means it means that he actually does have the key to his office, or that the door Miss Bird opened wasn't this one at all, but a completely different one. She opened a different door, but how can you prove that? There's an easy way to find out. All we need to do is we need to examine these. Prints on the doorknob. the prints on the doorknob will tell us everything. Hey, you! Yeah, you, pal! Do us a favor and see what you can lift from this, okay? So, what did you find out? There's no need for such belligerent nostril flaring, detective. Sir, I have found only Mr. Portsman's and Mr. Face prints on this doorknob. So only 2 people's prints were found on this, huh? That's pretty decisive. Huh? I'm lost, sir. Thinking logically, a certain other person's print should be on this doorknob as well. Yeah, if Maggie opened the door, her print should be on the door.
Take that!
Don't you find it odd that the prints of the person who unlocked this door are absent? You mean... Yes, the door that Miss Bird opened could not have been this one, but a different one. Miss Bird says she unlocked this door, but her prints were not found on the doorknob. What have we here? Oh my god, this music! I was not expecting the bass to kick in. Edgeworth really is the coolest. Holy shit. They're like, we need a bass track for this. It just needs to be the same 3 notes, but it will add so much cool. And they were right. What's this? What are you looking at, sir? Oh, hey! How about a game? That's okay, detective. I just found the position of this hoop to be a little off. Hey, you're right, sir. I guess it shifted when someone made a seriously sweet slam dunk. The position of the hoop is definitely unnatural. I'd better take note of this. There are signs that it's been moved. Alright. I think we can all figure out what happened. But if you want to share any theories in chat, by all means. As long as you know you don't actually give away the answer and go like, I played this game! It's this. We welcome speculation, but no overt spoilers. What is this? Looks like a scrap of paper. I'll get it, sir! You know, I could get a piece of paper myself, but okay. Let's see. Oh, there's something written on it. Yes, usually there is stuff written on notes slid under people's doors. I brought the 3 pieces of evidence by, just like we talked about on the phone, but it looks like you're out. Guess I'll catch up to you later, buddy. Yeah, and it's for Mr. Portsman. Note found under the door. Oh, investigation complete. Poking around in the hallway has actually paid off quite handsomely. Huh? How so, sir? In a variety of different ways. I think it's time we had a little chat with the real culprit of this case. You know who the killer is? As long as my logic is sound, then yes. The mastermind behind this murder is none other than, Mr. Portsman. What? Mr. Portsman? It's not like we didn't see him commit the crime right at the beginning of the game. I knew it. That's exactly what my logic senses were telling me too. I suspected it was him from the instant he accused Maggie of being the killer, sir. That is anything but logical. That is emotional. Lady and gentleman, prepare yourself. Come with May, it's time to knock on True's door. What about Heaven's Door? What about JoJo? "5 a.m. Sheesh. Mr. Portsman, I finished processing the bloody letters, sir. Alright, let me take a gander at it. Pass it here. Yeah, nice shot. Okay, looking good, you there. Take good care of this. Whoa! Ow. Oh, poor Gumshoe. Well, if it isn't Detective Gumshoe, you took that straight to the face. End of the line for you, Portsman. We've got you now. Call up your dog, Mr. Edgeworth. Is this some kind of joke? It's no joke. I don't make jokes. I make sarcastic wisecracks. We know, Mr. Jock Portsman, that you are the guilty party of this case. Uh-oh! You must be pretty upset getting chased out of your own room. I'd be mad too. So I guess you can stay if you promise to stay out of our way. You intend to hide your crime under the guise of a prosecutor doing his job. You can see right through the unsightly paper-thin mask you wear upon your cowl. Who'd have ever thought it would come to this? Alright. Actually, come to think of it, your mentor was Manfred von Karma, right? Damn. The legendary prosecutor who never lost a single case for 40 long years. But there was always this incessant chatter about forged evidence with this guy. Really teaches me that I've got to stay on the lookout for false accusations, you know? Are you done trying to play mind games with me? Because they won't work. The only thing you should be using that mouth of yours for now is explaining yourself. Although that, too, will only dig your hole deeper. Either way, your game is up. You were really going for something cool, Edgeworth, but I think you kind of dropped the ball along the way. Well, aren't we full of ourselves, even though you have yet to prove anything? Mr. Portsman's rebuttal. This music is too good for this game. What the heck? How have I never seen anyone talk about how insanely good the music is in this game? Overqualified musician having fun. Oh my god, honestly. Like, if this just popped up on my Spotify playlist, like, as a random shuffle, I would not think this was from Ace Attorney. There's a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit, you know? Besides, how, may I ask, do you propose I unlocked your door and got in here? Look, I feel bad doing this to you, but I've got work to do, so we're done here. No. Sorry, but we're not finished yet. Boy, you're stubborn. I suppose you're basing your accusation on something? I'll show you what I'm basing my accusation on. With evidence. Okay, Edgeworth. He tries so hard to be cool, but his one-liners are worse than Nick's. This composer Noriyuki Iwadare? Yeah, I don't know that name. Noriyuki Iwadare. Oh, he worked on yeast. He looked on Wise. Dokusei? Oh my god. Okay. Dokusei is a really well-known old visual novel. He's worked on a lot of visual novels. Loop 8? I've been meaning to try that RPG. Interesting. Good for him. He's done a lot of stuff. Cool. No idea what sort of harebrained idea you have in mind, but it's a mountain of evidence that points away. Lunar Star Story is getting a Switch collection this upcoming year. Ooh, thank you for the reminder. I believe you were able to open my office door with the Master Key, no less. That was an easy contradiction. Wait. Hold on a sec. I never laid a finger on that key, as you already know. Precisely. You were able to open my door without lifting a single finger. Well, maybe you did, but only to direct. That's right. Use your finger to direct this person to open my door. Maybe. You had asked Miss Bird to open your own office door for you, yes? Yeah, I kind of forgot my key at home. Happens a bit too often for my taste, you know? And how about you get better at keeping track of your belongings? But the room you had Miss Bird open at that time was not your own, was it? Sweat. What? You have quite the imagination. But, why don't we ask the girl herself whose door she opened, shall we? I'm certain that it was Mr. Portsman's door, sir. I checked the number plate to make sure I was opening the right door, sir. Yeah, but, you know, like, this works as a plot, but also if Maggie had simply counted the number of doors as they went down the hallway, she would have realized something was amiss. See, Miss Bird backs up my story. Yet, what if you had misled her to fool her into thinking what you wanted? And, how do you suppose I did that? By switching the number plates on the door, of course. Thank you for contributing to the challenge. I I'm sure you guys are going to get there at this rate, so all of y'all start giving some serious thought to what you guys are gonna put forward for me to, for what you guys are going to make me play. Make you learn chess? What? 75%, Jesus. I should have gone for 1,000,000 points, shouldn't I? I was like, 500,000's gonna be too low, but I didn't want the first one to be bananas. But clearly that is too low for you guys. Any goals I set, you guys just frickin' blow away. Didn't chess already get destroyed during the... Yes, it did. It did. One can dream. Look, if I'm going to learn a strategy board game, I'd rather learn shogi. Because at least shogi feels exotic because it's not something you see often in the West. That the door she was opening was yours and not mine. What was it that Mr. Portsman used to make Miss Bird think it was his room?
Take that!
The basketball hoop is actually pretty clever. It's quite the peculiar fixture in any hallway, let alone a hallway in this building. Which is why it left an unusually strong impression on you. It's an object perfectly suited to sit just outside the office of a peculiar prosecutor. Wah! Okay, dude. I think we heard your back snap there. That's very true, because there was a basketball hoop sitting there, I thought the door I was opening had to be Mr. Portsman's, even though completely doubted your own spatial awareness. There are signs that the hoop has been moved. To sit in front of my office, to be sure. I see. So that's how you throw suspicion onto people. Thanks for the tip. But, I think your conjecture is a little off the racetrack. Is it, though? Conjectures rebutted. Now you're just spouting nonsense! Am I? I had the girl open my office door. The girl. Use her name. She has a name. At least say the security guard. The girl is so condescending. After that, I was in my room the entire time. You don't have a single reason to suspect me. I wonder about that. So he intends to claim his innocence to the end, does he? I'm as pure and innocent as my jacket. And Miss Bird is as dirty and guilty as hers. Wow! My jacket's not dirty! I just washed it yesterday! Please calm down, for I intend to show who is the one truly covered in slime here, and it is not Miss Bird, I promise you. If you were in your office the whole time, why's the note there?
Objection!
Tisku, tisku, tisku. That was a lie. What are you talking about? How was that a lie? This is a note that the victim left for you, Mr. Portsman. A note? It was left under your door, or did you not notice? And right here it says, but you're out. You were not in your room when the victim came to call on you. So then, where were you? Shall I explain it in full detail for you, you dum-dum? You were busy snooping around in my room! The very room you had Miss Bird open for you!
Objection!
That's just nonsense! You have no evidence that I made the girl open your door for me. Or your girl? I made the girl open your door. Oh, but I do. I have very decisive evidence. No way! This is proof positive that you had Miss Bird open the door for you. The girl. The girl. Alright,
Take that!
I had your door adjusted for Prince. My door? What for? Come on, I bet you didn't find anything. You sure are good at wasting time. I mean, I was locked out in the hallway. You're right, I didn't find anything. And definitely not Miss Bird's fingerprints. Her prints? What do they have to do with anything? Let's put it this way. If she really was the one who opened your door, then her print should naturally be on the doorknob she touched. You dumb. Further, all of the prints on my office door's knob have been wiped clean. I can only assume it's because Miss Bird's fingerprints were on it. Don't you think it's time you gave up your charade? We knew you stole into my office with the intent of stealing something from me. And Detective Faith found you out. Possibly because he heard sounds coming from a room whose occupant was on leave. Mr. Portsman, you killed Mr. Faith to silence him. And I had the misfortune to return when I did. You had to threaten me as you escaped. As I said when you had the gun to my back, no one gets away with committing murder in my office. That's a weird laugh, buddy. You... I knew just what's so funny, pal. Well, that look of stiff seriousness on the face of this office's finest prosecutor, as he makes a huge mistake in accusing me, is simply too much to bear. There's just nothing else like it in this world. I'm sorry? Mr. Edward just explained it all, and he even backed it up. You're the murderer. Stop trying to be slippery and just admit to the crime already. And as I said earlier, it's all so circumstantial, so full of conjecture. You say you checked my doorknob for prints? Well, I can readily confess that I had wiped that doorknob well. Huh? I'm a little obsessed. Oh, of course, this is where he goes. I'm a little obsessive-compulsive, you see? I didn't want to touch a doorknob that you had touched. You should be carrying around so much hand sanitizer then. And is that really obsessive-compulsive, or is that hypochondria? I don't know. Which is why I wiped the knob down as soon as I could after you opened the door. After that, it makes perfect sense that only Jim's and my own prints would be on there. You just made that up just now, didn't you? Furthermore, as for the no gym left for me, do you know exactly when that was? For all we know, he could have left it there before I arrived at the office. Like, early evening, for example. Are you saying you failed to notice a note in your doorway? Hey, even geniuses fail at times. I was probably too preoccupied by work-related matters, although that's no excuse. Now that's just a flat-out lie! There's no way you didn't notice a note that size. But you can't prove that, can you? Oh, prosecutors. Say something, Mr. Edgeworth! Back me up here, sir! Portsman makes a good point. I can't prove that he didn't simply overlook it. Besides, I have an airtight alibi. Airtight, you say? I only just realized I had one as we were talking. Conveniently. I guess it would have been better for all of us if I had told you sooner. Portsman's alibi. If memory serves, he came back to this office at around 2 a.m., correct? And it was then that you had that unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit. But at exactly that time, I was down in criminal affairs. Ask around. I'm sure the other detectives will corroborate my story. It's the perfect alibi. Yeah, because a cop never lies. Do you really think it's that perfect? Like I said, I don't care. Ask around all you like. You'll see for yourself. Detective Gumshoe! Sir, yes, sir! I'll go check out his alibi, sir. Be right back. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, I think we're in trouble. It's just like what Mr. Portsman said. The guys down in criminal affairs said they saw him at around 2 a.m. You see? All of the evidence points to him being the culprit. So there must be a contradictory point in his alibi somewhere. Alright guys, give me 1 sec. I need to run to the bathroom and I'm gonna get some more water because my mug's empty. Since I'm trying to avoid getting a cold, I really should stay hydrated and stuff. So give me 1 sec. You guys can listen to the jamming tunes. And I will be right back. Hold tight. Woo! Wow, 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 wow. Hello. Ooh. Back to it. We gotta put the Prince of Tennis back in his place. Alright. An unfortunate confrontation. Only one shot was fired. Trying to think if we just have to press. We might just have to. Sure. There's gotta be something about the fact that the gun we found at the scene only had one bullet fired, but there were two shots. The one that killed the victim and the one that was shot at the wall to intimidate us. But it's like, how do I bring up the fact that it doesn't matter that he was in criminal affairs, because we know there were two shooters in here, so it doesn't necessarily mean if he was that he had an alibi when we got shot at, because what matters is where he was when Faith got shot. Alright, maybe. I guess we just press. Let's see.
Hold it!
You're correct. It was around 2 a.m. Are you sure? It's really important to me that you're spot on with the time. I will strangle you, bee. I remember checking my watch then, and make no mistake, it was 2. I mean, how long have we been here? 3 hours? Do the math, bro. Oh, giving testimony like a pro. Okay, okay. So you came back to your office at 2?
Hold it!
I think we're good. I do think. No! I might have to actually get a backup mic just in case. Because the mic didn't work with two different cables, so I was worried it did actually outright break. And I mean, all my cables have bite marks from the cats, but that might be the Christmas gift for myself. I get an extra paycheck in January, so maybe I'll get one of the mics that are both USB and XLR so I can upgrade to XLR. So I think it is the cable, but this will be the second cable I've replaced for this mic in like a couple months. I think you may have found out. Yeah. Because I mean, basically all my cables do have bite marks in them from my cats, but they usually don't give out this fast. So we will see. Like I was trying to say before the mic cut out, I get an extra paycheck in January. So that might be my Christmas present to myself as the backup mic. I might get one of the ones that's both USB and Go XLR. So if I decide to finally upgrade away from USB, I don't have to get a whole different mic, but ugh. Yeah, hopefully it doesn't cut out again, but yeah, it's like if I move the cable just a little, it's cutting out, but I literally just replaced this cable last month. So, I mean, yes, cats took bites out of it, but, usually the cables don't give out that fast, so it's a little concerning. Probably should upgrade from USB, especially if cats be biting them. Yeah, but the XLR cables might be even more expensive, so I don't know if the cats would stop that. Yeah, I mean, I'll take a look. Because, I mean, yeah, if I upgrade from the USB, then it's gonna have extra costs with the mixer and all that stuff, so. I mean, yeah, the Blue Yeti mics are decent-ish, but yeah. I'm already using an Audio Technica. Going to a Blue Yeti would be going backwards. we've reached the end of the line, and it's time to get off this crazy train. You there! Sir! Please escort the young lady out, but remember, be gentle. Maggie! Detective Gumshoe! Is there nothing I can do? There must be a way to turn the situation around. If only I had a clue. Did I miss something that can help me cast doubt on his alibi? I need to calmly think this through one more time. With logic! Mr. Portsman's alibi. And another handgun. I see. I was Googling something for mic stuff. I would have to check my mic, but apparently condenser mics should not be left in the sun or exposed to extreme heat that often. I never put my mic away. So that might be why it's dying faster. Especially since, you know, this apartment never drops below 28 Celsius. What sadly got me scared for a second? Yeah, I saw the stuff about avoiding temperatures and that condenser mics shouldn't be left out in the sun, and I'm like, oh shit. You don't unplug it? I unplug it, but I don't take it off the boom arm. So I guess good to know for other stuff. I didn't know that was a thing you had to watch out for. Live and learn. Yeah, that might be a tiny problem. Just possibly. Damn it. Well, I mean, that's my own fault then. And one that nearly robbed me of my jacket. Well, there's some different levels of bullets here, but okay. However, the murder weapon only shows signs of being fired once, meaning that it is entirely possible that a second gun was used in my office tonight. But, seeing as how the killer had to steal Mr. Faith's gun, I doubt the killer had another gun up their sleeve. Therefore, the second gun could have been the property of an entirely different person. Which could mean there was another person who paid a visit to my office tonight. Supposing there was yet another visitor tonight. That would also resolve the issue of why my shells were upended twice. So it shouldn't be much of a stretch to think that it was the work of two different people. Once by the person who stole the victim's gun and then killed him with it. And once again after the murder of our second culprit. Vilmo, hello, how are you? Who was the owner of the second gun? A great question. And if we suppose the second culprit's gun was the one that was pointed at my back.
Objection!
Mr. Portsman, it seems that I need to amend my assumptions regarding this case. Great, so you finally come to your senses. Not quite. Mr. Edgeworth? Sir, what are you saying? This has been a big misunderstanding on my part from the start. I had assumed that the person I ran into was the killer, but that may not be the case. What do you mean? The person I ran into was just your average thief. A thief? But sir, doesn't that cause some sort of contradiction in the facts? Not at all. It simply means that the killer was someone else. And it means that in actuality, two culprits stole into my office tonight. What do you mean, two? It means two. 1 + 1 is 2. It explains why my shells were disturbed twice and how there were 2 guns. Mr. Portsman tricked Miss Bird into gaining entry into my office. Now you're just leading the argument. You still don't have any actual proof, you know. If you could please go along with the hypothetical scenario for now, Mr. Portsman. In the end, if you really are innocent, you should have nothing to worry about. Now then, returning to my scenario, Mr. Portsman was out to steal something from me. Which is why he checked my secret safe and ransacked my shelves. This is the first time. So then, this would be when the files were put back in the wrong order, right? Correct? And then, just when he was about to look somewhere else, who should walk in but his own partner, Mr. Faith? But why did Mr. Faith come into your room, sir? He probably had business with Mr. Portsman, which is why he was in the area. But that's when he noticed sounds coming from my office would be my guess. Oh, because you were supposed to be away, right? And he must have thought it was odd, so he came into this office to check it out. Correct? And as a detective, that was the right thing to do. But when he came in, he found his own partner standing there. Because it was Mr. Portsman, Mr. Faith probably let his guard down. But Mr. Portsman was not so merciful to let him leave alive. He waited for a chance and stole Mr. Faith's gun from him, and then he killed him. He silenced Mr. Faith for catching him in the act of stealing. This was the moment in which the first shot was fired, the one that landed in my files. Following that, Mr. Portsman wiped the gun down and left it behind as he made his exit. He could afford to do that because he had also left the fake dying message behind. Really off-bro for papers, right? I mean, they were important. You'll find out as the game goes on, I'm sure, what the papers were for. You're such a complicated troublemaker, you know that? Well, if things were as simple as that, then all would be solved. However, there was yet another visitor to my room, and this is where it gets complicated. There was another? Visitor, sir? Yes, and this other person's objective was to steal something from me. Now then, even after Mr. Portsman left, the door to my office remained unlocked. However, this new visitor had no way of knowing that, and so they stole the master key from the security guard's room, and then entered my room and searched through my shelves. This was the second time they were disturbed, and it seems the thief found their prize. The stolen zero file, right, sir? The OH? The O. Correct. Only just as the thief was about to leave with the file, I appeared. The thief then threatened me with their own gun and made their escape. The second bullet was fired during that brief encounter. So the shelves getting messed up twice and the two bullets. It was all because two different people were doing those things at two different times. Precisely. So now, do you see Mr. Portsman? The person I met with was just a thief and was not, in fact, Mr. Face Killer. They just ignored a dead body on the floor, that's all. Your alibi for the time frame in which I ran into the other person is now irrelevant. Because we know that the murder took place during the first culprit's visit.
Objection!
What's so funny, pal? Absolutely splendid! Your scenario explains everything. Of course it does. It's Mr. Edgeworth after all. But you know, it still doesn't change the fact that it's all circumstantial. Supposing if, and that's a big if, your theory is right, it would indeed render my alibi, which has withstood scrutiny, mind you, irrelevant. But there is still one defining point of your argument for which you have no evidence. Your supposition that I was the first visitor. Mr. Edgeworth, you can't let him get away with that, sir. But he has a point. I have absolutely no proof at this point. Was he supposed to be a lab runner? No, he's a prosecutor and he's like a Olympian. He's like tennis dude. Yeah, he's some sort of sports type. But he is also a prosecutor, so it's just a weird sort of characterization going on here. I don't believe this, don't worry, Maggie. I'll do something if I must. You know something? I find your attitude to be somewhat peculiar, Mr. Edgeworth. If the person you met really was just a plain old thief, then why is that person not your main suspect? That is, if your theory is correct. Bro's coming at us from all angles. That thief you ran into should be your real suspect, wouldn't you say? We should be out there looking for the thief right now. They might still be nearby. I hate to repeat myself, but as I've already said, I was training in my room. Why would you be training in a prosecutor's office? That's what a gym is for, and a tennis court. And when Jin came to deliver some evidence to me, I was down at criminal affairs. So I can't be expected to know what happened around here after I left. I don't know about that. So you think we should be out there looking for the thief? Of course! Now, is it the time to be having these dead-end discussions? I don't think it's at all dead-ended. I find your alibi to be fascinating. Let's continue where we left off, shall we? No. I know he's lying. I know he was here, at the scene of the crime. I just have to find a way to prove it.
Hold it!
Why is this music such a bop? I love and hate it. Why did you go there with Jill, Mr. Faith? Ah, that's because he said he was tired and was going to take a quick nap. You know those sofas in the hallway? He likes to nap on those. It's one of his habits. Okay, and what of the evidence he brought? They were things related to yesterday's case. Just 2 items, a gun and a pendant. Incorrect. The note said 3 items. Interesting. This piece of testimony seems too crucial to let slip through the cracks.
Objection!
And the music stops. Only 2 pieces? I believe the proper phrase here is, you fail. Okay? Alright. Excuse me? You fail as a prosecutor, Mr. Portsman, as you intend to keep evidence hidden from me. What are you talking about? I haven't hidden anything. Well, here's a piece I think you should read. Carefully. Ah! You have a kitty now! You have a nya? You have a nya 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 nya? A nya 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 nya? A nya? A nya? We demand pictures in the Discord. You have to pay the cat tax. Dun, 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 dun. You think I'm joking? I demand photos. All moonbeams are required to submit photos of their pets upon registration. Yes, and this is the victim's real-time message to you, Mr. Portsman. Huh, I can't believe to get tripped up by simple arithmetic. Yeah, literally, bro. Where is the missing piece of evidence? It's... You have it, don't you? Only the guilty would make such a face. Detective Gumshoe? You don't have to say it, sir. I'll pat the guy down from head to toe. The way he's dodging. Just don't come any closer, I'm warning you. This is all part of the investigation, pal, so don't even think about stopping me. No! Hey, what's this? He had this on him, sir. Where would you hide a VHS? Despite what you said, it would appear that you do have something to hide. But why would he hide something like that? There's only one reason why anyone would hide evidence of this caliber. Because it would unequivocally point to that person himself as the real killer. Let's examine this videotape in a little more detail. For the section of the tape that will drive the last nail into his coffin. KG8 incident? Not to be confused with DL9. Huh. That's blood, isn't it? Yes, and I believe this is what the good prosecutor was trying to hide from us. This blood is still fresh. You mean this might be Detective Faith's blood? No. You've got it all wrong. No amount of denial can save you. We have but to run a blood test to find the truth. You told us that you had received evidence from the victim earlier. Now you will tell us when and how did the victim's blood find its way onto this video. Yeah, it's totally suspicious, thanks Maggie. Was it at the moment of his death? Did Detective Faith have this videotape on his personage when you killed him? You know very well there's no way to prove that. Not even if we were to examine this tape for fingerprints? Oh, I forgot about those. If I had to take a guess, I'd say the only ones on here would belong to the murderous you and Mr. Faith. No, impossible. Oh my goodness. Bro's gonna suffocate. Do not swallow anything of that size. It is going to get stuck in your throat and then it is going to be a real bad time. Mr. Portsman has been placed under arrest for the murder of Detective Bunnyface, sir! Very good. And the results we got back from the lab techs on the tape turned out to be real solid, sir! The blood work came back and it was definitely Mr. Face's blood on there. And as a bonus, they were able to lift a few of Mr. Face's fingerprints as well. Thank you very much, Mr. Edgeworth. I still can't believe I got to see your cool deduction skills outside the courtroom. I'm impressed beyond words, sir. It was nothing. I'm just sorry you got caught up in a murder in my office. Please accept my apologies. Aw, it was nothing really compared to what I've been through, I mean. I consider myself lucky that it was only a burglary and a murder this time. If it had been a holdup or a hostage situation, I'd have thrown my hands up in the air. I think I'm finally rising up from a goddess of misfortune to just an unlucky person. Something tells me we should have hired a different person for security detail. I mean, she's probably not gonna have her job anymore, let's be real. You know something, sir? That Mr. Portsman really was one corrupt prosecutor. And why would you say he was corrupt? Well, I heard that there were a number of suspicious things relating to his court cases. There is even rumors about how some of the evidence he uses is forged. Sir, how is this office not under some intense scrutiny and probably a government audit when there's all these allegations of forged evidence? For years! Not just once! Not just a one bad year! Years! They say he even decided not to prosecute a few cases for some really vague reasons. Oh, that guy was a complete disgrace to the profession! I'm telling you, I'm telling you. We never did get around to asking what his reasons were for breaking into my office. Yeah, whenever we got near the topic, he just clammed up. I guess there was someone more powerful than him. Someone that's got him scared. Although we can be pretty sure it was to steal something. This is just between you and me, sir, but there's a rumor that some sort of huge organization is involved behind the scenes. Oh? Well. With Mr. Portsman not willing to divulge anything, it certainly lends credence to that rumor. It would seem that we haven't heard the last of this. Huh? Then Mr. Portsman isn't the bad guy? I didn't say that, but rather that there are still many more mysteries for us to solve. For example, we still haven't figured out the significance to this piece of evidence. The file?
Take that!
The person who stole this file. The other villain of the night. I'm Batman. Yeah, I wonder who it was. It was me, Batman. And what happened to the stolen pages? I hate them. I wonder, who in the world was it that held me up at gunpoint? Not Batman. Mr. Edgeworth, sir? Yes? I came across this while I was processing your office earlier, sir. This card! What is it, sir? Is this a bird or something on there? It's not just any bird. It's the mark of the raven. A three-legged raven. Even you should know what this is, detective. Oh, it's about that thing, isn't it? That great thief everyone's talking about. Yes, it is the mark of the great thief, Yatagarasu. Sanatsukumo is behind everything. Under the mark of a legendary noodle, the Yatagarasu is noble to the end, a modern Robin Hood. Oh my god, they're Birdman. Labeled mysterious and phantom-like, the Yatagarasu appears and vanishes at will. Although we don't know much about this thief's ultimate goal, we do know the targets. The Yatagarasu likes to find and make public evidence of corrupt dealings of all sorts. The theft is always performed in silence and always with perfection. Once a target is chosen, no dramatic calling card or announcement is sent forth. Instead, the chosen corporation is infiltrated without even the target noticing. Some days later, the evidence that was found is sent out to the mass media, along with this single card. Although it has been a while since the Yatagarasu's last appearance. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, look! Something's written on the back! What? Let me see. It's the location of where the thief put the stolen files! That's not Nihongo! That's not English either! What is that? They suddenly made up a whole new language for the frickin' Phoenix Wright universe? So the person who stole the contents of the file was the Yatagarasu? Yatagarasu. Organization. 13? Quite a few keywords are popping up in this mystery. The murder in my office. The The return of the great thief Yatagarasu. Looking back, I can't say I didn't see these events coming, for they were heralded by the incidents that began to occur 2 days ago. The end! Da, 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 da. Turnabout Visitor. For completing episode 1 without using story mode. Yeah! Just very smart. Yes, Turnabout Airlines. This frickin'. We're about to investigate a murder on a plane. Oops, nope, that's not what I meant to do. On a plane? On a 2-story plane, which is the frickin' insane thing. Oh look, it's Franny. It's Francisco von Kulmo. Everyone can laugh at my Russian-German accent. Well, at least get through, like, the opening scenes. The murder that occurred in my office. The return of the great thief, Yatagarasu. Thinking back, everything began on that fateful day 2 days ago. I nearly said 2 years ago. Like I said, all the cases in this are out of order. Oh, hey! Never mind, it's wine. We're good. Go yo! No, wait, go you! Go you, apparently. Thank you for flying, Go You Airlines! We are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. We are asking all passengers to please return to their seats and fasten their seat belts. See, the plane has a frickin' elevator. Turbulence on a 2-story plane with a frickin' bar as well, like a legitimate bar and a grand piano. Not gonna lie, an elevator on a plane is a huge no-no. Yeah, no shit. But this is a fantasy land, I guess. Why do I feel like I just woke up from a horrible nightmare? Oh, you're still living it, babe. 6:13, huh? Guess I was out cold for 10 minutes. Damn! Huh. It's like turbulence indeed. I would have stepped foot in that plane, right? Definitely not. Ladies and gentlemen, we are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. For your safety, we ask that you return to your seats and fasten your seat belts. I suppose turbulence is to be expected on a flight, especially when you're on like a 3-story plane. I remember this case. There was literally a huge-ass cargo hold. Like, you know, on most planes, the cargo hold is, like, narrow and long. No. In this one, it is, like, 12 feet tall. Like, literally, they are stacking giant-ass boxes in there. And then you've got one floor, and then you've got another floor with all of the passengers on it, I guess. I don't even want to know, A, how big these engines have to be to get a plane that big off the ground. And also the fuel efficiency of this plane must be absolute garbage. Though admittedly, I'm less than comfortable with anything resembling earthquakes. We know, Edgeworth, we know. Ew. Huh? What's this? A travel wallet? But it's not mine. I only buy things in hot pink. How did someone else's travel wallet end up in my pocket? Well, I mean, you were on the ground. I want to see it crash, not gonna lie. Preferably not with passengers on it. Or a pilot that dies. Wait, hot pink, magenta, you know? His Edgeworth's outfits change palettes between each games, but the general consensus is he wears a pink suit. Like some kind of like magenta burgundy kind of atrocity. You know, to go with Phoenix, because they're the blue gay and the red gay. From earthquakes to an elevator. Literally, why would you book a flight on this plane, Edgeworth? It is literally all of your phobias. Like, he's never said he's afraid of elevators, but I can imagine he's a little averse considering, you know, he got trapped in one after an earthquake and his dad died. So it's like, why? Like, first of all, with really bad turbulence, you wouldn't want to fly that often. Second of all, why would you get the plane with the elevator? If you just needed a plane with a lot of alcohol so you could be drunk the whole flight, that's easy enough. They will not stop giving you champagne in first class from my understanding, but what am I doing hesitating like this? Actually, I know full well why I hesitate. It was when I was but a young child. Edgeworth, you don't grow out of phobias just because you're in your late 20s, bro. I was caught up in a murder that happened in an elevator. But how long am I going to let my past haunt me? I mean, how long are you going to avoid going to therapy? What? What the? Oh no! Shizuru from Durarara! He's dead! Is there something wrong, sir? I must ask that you please return to your Eek! He's dead! Please calm down. We mustn't jump to conclusions without all the facts, I mean. Bro's kind of slumped over in the elevator with blood on the back of his head. It ain't a great sign. What's wrong? Did something happen? You murderer! What? No! You have it all wrong. It wasn't me! Rest in peace, Edgeworth. Okay, hold on. We've got this dude in the upper left who has, oh my god, how many bottles of alcohol are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. 28 bottles of alky with him. Presumably all in various states of being drank. They're getting lit. The only thing they're getting is a trip to the morgue. You would die from that much alcohol. And then, yeah, we've got this dude here who, he's got the right idea. This plane is not safe. He is already prepared for the splashdown. We've got, it looks like a kid. It's kind of hidden. He's got a giant baguette, a giant parfait, and some kind of gaming console down there. And then we've got Edgeworth with his chessboard, his giant law book, a cup of coffee, and his French press. Everyone, I am sorry to interrupt, but I have an important announcement. I am one of your flight attendants today, Rhoda Tenero. Unfortunately, we have just had a minor accident on the flight. Yeah, just a minor accident, just a dead man in an elevator. An accident? Don't treat us like we're stupid. I caught a glimpse and it was a murder. What? Murderer? What's going on this flight? Everyone, please calm down. There's no reason to panic. The flight will stay on course and make its scheduled landing. We are still currently in the middle of a rough patch of turbulence. So until we are out of this area of turbulence, I ask that you please remain seated. But someone was killed, right? I mean, what about the killer? Let me off! Let me off the plane in midair. Please, there is no need to feel threatened. We have already apprehended the culprit. And you know, we tied him up in first class with you. I think they duct taped his hands together too. I don't even think he has real cuffs on. I ask that everyone please remain calm. What the heck is he talking about? Why should we remain calm? My name is Miles Edgeworth. I am a prosecutor, and I assure you, I am not the killer. That's what they all say. Ha! Being a prosecutor doesn't make you incapable of murder, buddy. Now you listen here, I am not the killer. I simply found the body. So you say, however. I am sure that you are the perpetrator of this crime. I swear on my honor as a professional flight attendant. Flight attendants have honor? Like, to that degree that they'll swear on it? Oh, is that right? I know what I saw. And there's even strong incriminating evidence to back me up. What kind of incriminating evidence is she talking about? We've already alerted the proper authorities at our destination. Until we land, you will remain in our custody by the powers vested in our captain. I'm very sorry, but please understand our situation. Your situation? I'm more concerned with mine and the direction it's going in. I'm not about to just sit idly by while I get accused of murder. Miss Tenero, is it? Yes? I was wondering if you might give me a chance. A chance? To do what? Her eyeliner is killer, man. She does those winged tips with, like, a knife. A chance to plead my case. And a chance to ask you what you meant by incriminating evidence just now. What is going on with her hair? It is like squares. That is a crazy bun. To accuse a passenger of such a grave crime without allowing him to give a proper defense. Can the professional flight attendant inside of you really call this righteous? You have a point. Very well. I'll listen to what you have to say. But be wary of what you reveal. I'm afraid you'll only look even more suspicious if your explanation fails to satisfy. I also do not have the time to deal with you all day, so please make it quick. Of course, As you wish. Good. Very well then. Let's get started. I know for a fact that I did kill the man in the elevator. I was out cold. What I don't know is what sort of evidence she has up her sleeve. But I'm certain it doesn't fit with how the crime really occurred. I guess we'll find out. What Miss Tenero saw. I swear to tell the whole truth as a professional flight attendant. Unfortunately for you, Mr. Edgeworth, I am certain that you are the killer. The scene I saw in front of the elevator. It was you standing there with fresh blood dripping off the murder weapon. So if you would please cooperate, we'll turn you over just as soon as we land. That's it? That's her evidence? I don't think you could ask for more perfect witness testimony. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth? Not really. It's hardly perfect when there's a gaping hole in it. Do we have anything to present? Yes, the wallet. Okay. Because we know that's not blood, that's wine. Oh, so we did it. Are you saying we killed a dude with a travel wallet?
Objection!
Miss Tenero! What is with the yelling all of a sudden? Ah, the force of habit. Well, it doesn't matter. Miss Tenero, you say you saw the murder weapon dripping with blood. Is that correct? Yes, all that blood. Drip, drip, drip. Just recalling that scene sends a chill down my spine. Sorry, but your so-called professional flight attendant training has failed you. What? I'd like to direct your attention to this. Do you know what this is? I don't know how he's presenting this stuff. Wait, hold on. Can I... No, I want to see it again. Hang on. Is it in here? Yes, it is. Oh, it's KK. Okay, I thought it was going to be a reference to KB Security from the Mask to Mask case, but I guess not. The thing you saw me holding when I discovered the dead body in the elevator was this very travel wallet, Miss Tornado. What? Impossible! Now then, do you still think I'm the killer? That I killed him with a travel wallet? But I saw blood dripping from the wallet! I know I did! As you can see, this wallet is clearly stained. But if you would be so kind as to take a whiff, I think you'd agree it's only grape juice, not wine. No, not wine. Definitely not. Ah, then, that's right. You mistook grape juice for blood. The murder weapon dripping with blood does not, in fact, exist. No. Rip. There. That should clear up that pesky accusation. I don't know about that, buddy. Wait just a sec. That is... I mean, even a wallet could be heavy if it was wrapped around something heavy. I mean, travel wallets aren't that big. But alright. I demand that you show me what's inside. Please, I mean... He's the one with his hands tied. She's trembling, and the tacked on please at the end. Sounds like I've got her. There's no need to look inside. Even you can tell from its appearance that it's light. No! I can't be sure of anything until I see the contents of that wallet for myself. She's a persistent one, I suppose. We have no choice but to see what's inside. Miss Toneto, if you would be so kind as to open the wallet and check its contents for me, because you've duct taped my hands together. Alright, I usually don't pry into passengers' belongings, but we have no choice here. Republic of Borginia. As you said, there was nothing, as you saw, there was nothing but a passport inside. This renders your wallet with the murder weapon logic moot. Wouldn't you agree? Please hear me out, Mr. Edgeworth. What is it now? Well, I was wondering, whose passport is it exactly? Can I take a look? Why not? I'm rather curious myself, and it's not like I can stop you. Type P? Hicks Acby? Acby Hicks? I'm not sure what the pun of this is. Acby Hicks? Just as I thought. This travel wallet belongs to Mr. Acby Hicks, which makes it the victim's property. Well, you stole the victim's wallet, didn't you? Look, I'm a public prosecutor and I'm very good at my job. I do not need to steal some random dude's wallet. How dare you? You said it yourself. You claimed to be holding this wallet in your hands when I found you. Perhaps I did misconstrue the wallet for the murder weapon. Just maybe. But it seems that I wasn't wrong about who the culprit is. If you say so. Oh, woman. As you claim, the murder weapon is not the travel wallet. However, it is something you stole from Mr. Hicks after you were done with the vile deed. Thanks. I find it hard to believe myself, but your motive was very simple. You were out to steal Mr. Hicks's money, weren't you? So even though I don't have the murder weapon on me, you still suspect me. Great. You stood up at the crime scene with the victim's wallet in your hand. How can I turn a blind eye and not suspect you of foul play? Thanks, ma'am. Very nice. Da, 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 da. Now the question is, where do I put, like, where do we object to this? Here? Maybe? Because, you know, all the money was on the ground.
Objection!
Oh, there we go. I wonder if I might get a word in, miss. What is it now? What do you mean, what is it now? This is all your fault, ma'am. Miss Tenero, I wonder if you noticed the contradiction within your own testimony. What are you talking about? It's simply impossible that the motive for this murder was monetary theft. One glance at the crime scene should have told you that. Was not the money? I mean, the money and the credit cards everywhere, you know.
Take that!
If I may direct your attention to the things strewn all over the floor. Oh, that's right. The floor is covered in bills and coins. By your rationale, these were the very things the killer was after. Oh. I think we can assume that the wallet fell during the victim's struggle with his killer. And I would think that the killer would have noticed something like money scattering everywhere. Furthermore, as you can see, there was no effort made by the killer to gather the money. But the wallet.
Objection!
Ah, yes, the wallet. You will also recall that the only thing in it was Mr. Hicks' passport. If you are really insisting that it was a crime based on greed, then you're claiming that it was all for an empty travel wallet. Forgive me, please. We got it. Hey, what the heck? Are you saying the attendant's wrong? So that guy isn't the killer? Huh, don't believe it, everyone. It's a trick. Will you all please be quiet? Miss Tenero. Yes? You lost your cool when you saw the dead body. Plus, the lounge was dark, and looking into the light from the elevator, it's easy to see how you mistook the wallet in my hands for the murder weapon. I take no offense that you thought I was the killer. Mr. Edgeworth? Thank you for releasing me. Yay, we're free! This dude is not having it. We're just gonna... This guy is just speaking in, hieroglyphics. What is it now? Sir? Mr. Nero, if you could please translate, I'd be much obliged. It sounds like Burgundian, but I don't understand any of it. There's another attendant on this flight who... I said here that he is giving the runabout. I don't require an interpreter. I speak English just well, see? You, the attendant. Yeah? I want this person to be under the arrest until we arrive at the airport. Well, we will deal with this guy next time. We gotta start wrapping up. I wanted to at least get us a good chunk of the way in. Woohoo! And coincidentally, now is a good time if I'm gonna get a backup mic because a lot of them are on sale right now, so that's nice. The power of the Christmas holiday season. So I suppose that's what I will do. Womp, 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 womp. Savings, who needs it? I mean, I'm kidding. I got Christmas money from the family. I technically have money to spare. I did want to just leave it in savings though, but Such is life. Alrighty, guys. Let's see where I can send y'all off to. Oh, hey! Coincidentally, Nick, our fellow Race Against Time, is playing the original Ace Attorney trilogy right now. So I might as well send you guys over to a mutual, a Moonbeam, and someone who's playing the game. Just playing with a bunch of people doing voice acting. I did not know they were going to be playing this game tonight. So it's a happy coincidence. Alright. Gonna send you guys over there. So here is our raid. Here is Discord, if you guys are not already in the Discord. And now it's time to jet. I will see you guys tomorrow. We're going to be playing more Maid Cafe on Electric Street. Woohoo! But for now, that's going to be it for me. Oop, ads. Nope, we'll snooze that. Alrighty, guys. That's it from me. So, if it's daytime where you are, have a wonderful rest of your day. And if it's nighttime, have a great rest when you head on off to bed. And until next time, take care of yourself. Wash your face, brush your teeth, eat good food. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye! Bye-bye-bye-bye!